I'm G.Wiz, the time traveler, and I have none other than Veronica Swift.
Hey.
I'm just going to say thank you,
Man,
Veronica.
no, thank you. Thank you. It's so cool that you use the time traveler. The character that I feel like I portray on stage is the time traveler. I always
Oh,
I always use
no.
that as my character that I step into like a superpower, because what we do is we are the vessel for all times and all types of music, and that's the one way I've been able to kind of make or organize this. The fact I want to sing all these different genres, this concept which I call trans genre. I've said, how can I connect all these different eras when we're singing different types of music? And I said, well, the time travel. That's what we're doing, taking you
That,
on a journey with us through
that's
time.
that's dope because that's my same concept also as I
Yeah,
DJ. I play all
yeah,
genres and different eras of music, and I have that same concept. This was
yeah.
meant to be.
Yes, it was absolutely.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
and so many people like you don't people don't listen to just one genre. You go crazy, you know.
you recorded your first album when you was 9 years old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like my mother thought it would be a good idea to kind of capture this moment in time, because we look back and we're grateful we have those documented, those times. And I actually listened back to my records when I was 9 and 13, and I learned from myself at musically. I'm learning like how to, it's the less is more kind of concept, simpler the better. And because when you're in your young 20s, I'm sure like you go through all this change and you learning all this vocabulary, and you just want to say things all the time. But now that I'm in my late 20s, I'm 28, I can look back on, I've lived some life so far, and I can look back and learn from my younger selves, and that's the cool thing about having records from that young an age. And plus the songs are really great for kids to get into jazz. I mean, it's not like heavy songs like Lush Life or whatever. It's like I Got Rhythm and, you know, put on a happy face, songs like that, real good for kids, swinging stuff.
So you don't like to be categorized as a jazz singer. You
I don't think
because you
any of
do,
the great jazz singers did either. Like
yeah.
Nina Simone and Sarah Vaughan and Billy Eckstine, none of
They
them wanted to
hated
be
that,
called.
didn't they?
Yeah.
It's like, no, we're singers.
Well, and it's not a sense, it's not a because of like there's a sense of pride to be in this genre. I'm very proud to be a jazz singer, but that's just one facet, um with anybody with how you categorize yourself. I mean, I am Veronica, I'm this and this and this and this, and that's what I'm hoping to get to musically.
So your mother was a singer, and your father, rest in peace, was
Thank
a
you.
pianist, and but they called you Ronnie, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping my fans will start calling me, because
Oh,
that's
really?
my like. Yeah, no, that's Veronica seems, it's, Veronica Swift is a great stage name and all, but Ronnie's like, it's like we're friends, we're pals.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this. I said that for a reason, and you answered that in a way that I thought I would hope you would. My real name is Ronald. My
No
family
way.
calls me Ronnie. So
Meant to be, man, meant to be.
yeah,
It's
so
kid.
you ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking to myself. This is Ronnie. I just can't sing. Ronnie, Veronica, on the other hand. So
So
you
funny.
play, you play, how many instruments do you play?
Well, I mean, I played trumpet in school, so that's an instrument I carry with me, keep the chops up. I played piano as well, more classical piano. My father, people assume my parents taught me as a kid, taught me how to play. And they weren't teachers to me; they were more meant like guides, life guides. I learned by experience and watching them. Um, I was on the road with them as a kid, um, and they exposed me to this world of jazz and bebop, the vocabulary and the skills they presented me with. Here's what you need to do to get to where you want to go next. And so then I had teachers with trumpet and piano and so on and so forth. But I'm so grateful to have the childhood that I had. It certainly wasn't an orthodox childhood, but it's made me who I am today.
It was a childhood. You survived.
Yeah, and it was a beautiful one too. My parents were the best, so supportive. Anything I ever wanted to try musically or you know, just as a person, you know, sports, whatever it was, they were always supportive.
Wow. So you won second place in the Thelonious Monk jazz competition. How did you feel, first of all, being second in a competition with a title like that, Thelonious?
Competitions are in music is a weird thing, man, to be honest. It's like, who's better, Sarah Vaughan or Billie Holiday? It's like, it's weird to put a, I just did it too because I wanted to meet the other great, who were the other really great singers out there, because I was still in college when I was doing this, and I really wanted to just start getting out there on a global scale, um entering that community, the global jazz community. And this was at a time when my father was, he was sick with cancer, and I was struggling in the school a bit. um and I wanted to do rock and roll and metal and explore other genres. And life was just showing me a path that I could take. Said, here's this competition and I got second place, and that opened up other opportunities. And I basically, it was like a moment where I had to, all right, if I want to like do other genres, I need to do this first. This will somehow, God is showing me that this will lead to what is to be my future and the rest of my life. So I took it. And because of Monk competition, I got a gig residency at Birdland. And that's just how this world works. One thing leads to the next, and building those foundations as you go and those relationships. And the Monk competition was the first time I got to really step into the global, all right, like I'm going to be a heavy player in this world, and I got to step up to the plate.
And swing for the fences, right?
And swing for the fences, baby. Yeah. Swing, so, quite literally, yeah.
So when you did the album, I'm gonna jump to Confessions, and sure, it reached number 5 on Billboard Jazz Albums chart. How did you feel? You know, because now nice. you're in that young adult age now. You're not the 13, 9-year-old kid now. So how did you feel? And you know, that was a single or a double, I should say. So you swinging for the fences. So how did you feel?
I'm not the kind of person that, it's not easy for me to be present, because I'm always thinking about the next move and the next step. And a lot of times, like even when a record comes out, a lot of, you know, we record it one year, the next year it comes out and people hear it, and we've already moved on to other music. That's the funny thing about artists and their records. You know, it's a moment in time. That's what a record is, right? It's a captured moment in time. And it's funny talking about my previous records, and looking at the accomplishment with it, because I don't consider that, you know, I'm already on the next project. So it's good for me to have conversations like this and really go, oh wow, I'm proud of my work, because I don't think that way. I never look back. Which is a good thing and a bad thing, you know? So thank you for bringing that up. Yeah. I guess, yeah, I'm proud of that. The Confessions record was really like just a here I am world, personal narrative. This is my story. And each song was carefully crafted and programmed to represent something quite specific that happened in my life. And when I moved to New York, and the relationship struggles I was going through and all that, just, and then the next record, This Bitter Earth, instead of it being a personal narrative, I wanted it to be more of like a global commentary, what was going on.
Speaking of that, I'm gonna say this, since you brought up This Bitter Earth, because I played it this Tuesday. I mean this Wednesday, because what happened in St. Louis with the school situation, and it was like the perfect song, you know. The whole show I played music dealing with children, and what's going on, and what they have to go through in this day and time. But I'm gonna tell you about the Bitter Earth album. My favorite song. Okay, I have four of my like. But my favorite. So, okay, you're going to tell us about how lovely to be a woman. You're going to tell us about you're the dangerous type. You're going to tell us about sing. And my favorite one, the sports page. Oh my
Hey,
gosh, I was cracking up. I'm like, okay, she just did this,
yeah,
but
that's my
this is like back, nothing's changed. Nothing's
yeah,
changed.
yeah. I know that song was written in 1969 or something like that,
Yeah.
right? 70. Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah.
So those are
Well,
my
I mean, that's each song on that record touches on you know, racism, sexism, but also not in like it presents both sides of the coin where it's like, here's what's going on that's really bad, we need to change. And then the other side is like, here is the change. So like if you notice, like Carefully Taught is that song about, you know, being afraid of who we don't understand. But then on the next song after that is Getting to Know You, which offers a solution. Like, let's open our minds and keep the dialogue going. And I tried to get that across with the songs on this record. And with a little hint of humor and cynicism and sarcasm, well, there's a little bit of that in me, for sure. And How Lovely to Be a Woman has that in it. And sometimes I'd perform that on stage live with like a cooking apron and a cooking hat, and then I
like
tear it off and throw it out in the audience.
like because you reflecting on the Bye Bye Birdie.
Exactly.
Okay. All
Which
you need is Dick
like,
Van Dyke in there, and you'll be.
yeah, and Margaret. I mean, that's very different. She's singing it as a 16-year-old growing up. I chose to, convey a different message with it, but but in a way that isn't so imposing. Like, this is the way you have to interpret this song. It's more just the audience is kind of, if they wish to see that, that's there, and if they just want to listen to it because it's killing swinging song, then that's there too. And sports page is the same way. There's the humor is there, and you hear it, but then if you're just digging the tune, like it's like got a great modern. It's more like a modern kind of like Coltrane vibe to it. And
I got to bring this up. Your your fashions, your outfits. I'm
you.
like, she is serious. Even your dance, your stage movements mimic the people, the Freddie Mercury's. It's like how you stand and hold your mics and all this stuff. Is okay.
That's my favorite band.
Is it Queen? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Ever since I was a kid, that's what I wanted to do. And I didn't really find an avenue to do that with straight ahead jazz. And I wanted to be able to do all of this on stage, but make it make sense to the audience, and not be confusing. And so on our show, we take you on a journey starting with jazz and through time, and we morph it, and we do these covers in a way that honors the tradition of where it comes from, but also makes it sound like a new song too. Like when we do the Nine Inch Nails song Closer, we do that as if like James Brown did it, even though James Brown's like 50 years earlier than or 40. Same thing with Do Nothing to Hear From Me, Duke Ellington. I imagine a world where Duke Ellington featuring Jimi Hendrix on guitar, and they play Do Nothing to Hear From Me together. That's kind of what we're exploring with this record, showing that there's other ways to think about music and perceive these songs.
So I'm thinking that people gonna put you going to figure out that they need to put you in the image or in the same sentence, I should say, comparison to Frank Zappa.
I love Frank Zappa.
Because
oh my gosh, talk about the humor.
He does the same thing. He takes every genre of music and throws it in the pot, and it comes out as a good meal. And
but
that's
it sounds
what you're doing.
like him,
Yes, it's still him.
Sound.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's where I'm eventually want to get to that point with original music, but I'm starting with the covers for now because it's songs people know, and it's a way to kind of like ease people in, and get them comfortable because it's songs they know and like. And I never thought of it that way. And then we do original music after that down the road. So yeah, I think it's a party at the end. By the end of the show, it's a party. We got everybody's hands in the air, and
on the tattoo thing. You also have Michael Jackson.
That's him right there, the king and the queen right there.
Okay, that's what this represents. Okay, got you.
Yeah,
okay,
man.
okay. Look at
I think
her.
we gotta all be authentic to who we are. We're doing whoever made us a disservice if we don't call, and I don't put anybody down for, I feel flattered that people think I should stick to jazz singing. That just means they love my jazz singing so much. So I take that as a compliment, really. Um, and if that's the case, I have 20 years of a jazz career that there's plenty of music to listen to, and this ain't the end. It ain't the end. It's always going to be in me. I just need to get this out right now, and then down the road I'll do another jazz record. It's a long haul, long ride. So I'm grateful that people get it. They get me at least one part. So
exactly. So I'm with you.
Thanks, man.
So
Thank you. Much appreciated.
every variety and style you got, use it to your best ability, because that gift was given to you to open.
Thanks.
So and
inspire others to do the same.
Yeah, I want you to tell the people where they can find you, keep up with you, and follow you on social media, because I know they're gonna want to once they hear you, once they find out, because I can't tell all of them.
With us. No, but I want everyone to come on the journey with us, and I love it because I really engage with my fans on Instagram, especially. That's how you found me. And like I have a mailing list on my website. Join the mailing list, because then you might get early access to maybe some VIP meet and greets, or like merch deals, ticket sales, early bird kind of stuff. But on Instagram, I'm really responsive with messages, and I get to tell a lot of young singers come up to me on Instagram, say, "Do you teach?" And I do at certain times, but right now I'm not, because I'm focusing on the next record. But I say to them, anytime you have questions, you message me on Instagram at Veronica Swift Official. That's my Instagram handle, and I'm on Facebook too. So yeah, Veronica Swift Official. Come join us.
So you can reach out to her, keep in contact with her, follow her, and you can be fam like me, and you will be able to call her Ronnie also, like me.
Ronettes.
You can come see Veronica Swift this Saturday at the Sheldon Concert Hall, November 5th. That's at 8 p.m. So you don't want to miss it. You're in for a ball. I'm just telling you. Like I said, she got 99 more voices. Okay. So, Veronica, I want to thank you for getting back on a personal level, and two, I will support you. You have a great sound, great voice, and your music is soulful, no matter what genre it is.
Thank you so much. Really, thanks, man.
So yeah,
keep it going. Onwards and upwards.
So I appreciate you taking out the time and rest your voice.
Will do.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Ronnie.
See you next week.
Can I call you Ronnie?
Yeah, of course, Ronnie.
Okay. Thank you.
See you next week, man.
Okay. Peace.
Peace.